Welcome, and I'm going to invite everyone to get to your mat and find a seated position. The theme of our class is living by the light of hope. And the Dalai Lama said that I find hope in the darkest of days and focus in the brightness. I do not judge the universe. So in our practice today, hope is a light that helps shine along the path. And every day we have a renewed opportunity to hope. And this light of awareness is also a light to give us insight and give us an understanding. It can give us strength of our convictions, as well as give us a certain lightness of heart. So in our practice today, just invite you to, we're going to be doing a lot of heart openers. And I want you to think of your heart as if this light is shining forth from your heart, all right? That this light is going to light the way for you, coming from your heart center. So shine the light of hope from your heart. So that means we'll be doing a lot of openings with the heart and a little bit of what we call back bends. But modify, again, in any posture, modify in the way that seems right for you. So finding your comfortable seat, let's just rest your hands on your knees or your thighs. Whether you're sitting cross-legged, if that feels appropriate for you, or whether you choose to extend your legs, any way that feels supported for you right now. And we're going to begin by just sort of dropping in. Take a moment to scan from the crown of your head all the way down towards your feet, noticing those physical felt sensations in your body. As your attention draws down, notice any areas that you might have a sense of holding, tightness, stiffness, or what might feel very natural in your body. It feels relaxed, you feel comfortable, you feel supported. Doesn't always have to be a bad feeling. Even notice the good feelings in your body today. And then bring your attention to your breath. So take a nice deep full inhale, breathing deep into that bowl of your belly so there's a sense of expansiveness. And then when you exhale, I want you to exhale all the way out. Let all the breath out before you inhale again. So you really go to empty before you full. So breathe in through the nostrils. Feel the breath travel through the throat. Feel an expansion in your rib cage all the way down to the belly, nice and deep. And then when you exhale all the way out, and think about drawing that navel center all the way to the back of the spine so you're exhaling completely. Now begin to bring a little bit of movement into it. So if you'd like to inhale, really lift and expand, broaden the collarbone, open up through the throat, lift up tall through your sit bones. And then on your exhale, we're going to round by gently drawing the shoulders around, tuck your chin, bring your heart towards the back of your spine, and slowly start to round the back. And then inhale, sit up tall, lengthen up through the crown of your head, sitting up nice and tall. And when you're ready to exhale in your pace, round, tuck your chin, squeeze your navel center all the way down the back towards that back of your spine. And again, one more time, inhale, open up nice and broad, open up that collarbone. And then exhale and round. Now let's change the arms. We're going to do breath of freedom. So now open your arms wide out to the side. Think of your arms as if an extension of your heart. Lift up tall. And then when you exhale, cross your right arm over your left. Tuck your chin and bow. Exhale. Inhale, breath of freedom. Spread your arms out like the wings to the heart that they are. And then exhale, cross your left over your right. Tuck your chin and round. Again, inhale, open wide. Cross right over left, but this time we're going to do a gentle twist. Just look over to your right without over twisting your spine. Just look to your right, very gentle, warming up your spine. Inhale back to center, breath of freedom. Cross the opposite arm over and just a gentle twist to your left. And then inhale, nice big lift. This time sweep your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers, draw your knuckles down, lift your sternum up, open up through the front of your body. And then when you're ready to exhale, release your arms, tippy toe your fingers out in front of you, and just come into a gentle forward fold. And only go to a place that feels very supportive for you. Don't overstrain, don't bounce. But just notice how that feels in your spine as you come into a forward fold, lengthening out. Take an inhale, look up, walk your hands back towards you. And then we're going to do some side bending. So again, as I talk, I'm not mirroring you. So when I say right hand, use your right hand. So I'm going to plant my fingertips of my left hand on the side. And I'm going to sweep my right arm forward. As I bring it forward, reach out in a great big circle and then sweep that arm up. As you come up, almost sweep it around. So there's a nice big circling motion, okay? So we're really coming forward, stretching out, spanning that circle, and then sweep your arm up overhead and around. Really nice circling, moving through the shoulder, and of course, work in the movement of your shoulder range of motion. Now, the next time you come up here, I'm going to invite you to stay. So you're now leaning over towards your left side. Make sure you keep your right hip anchored to the ground. Lift your heart up. So there's a little bit of an opening here of the upper chest and your shoulder joint. Feel that opening and expansion. Take a nice big inhale here now. Breathe into your side ribs. So breathe deep. Fill your lungs, stretch those muscles. And then as you exhale, come all the way up. And just pause here in an upright position. And notice the felt sensation. See if you've created a sense of spaciousness maybe on one side of your body. Just be aware of it. There's no right or wrong here. It's just being aware of those felt sensations. Now we're going to take your left arm. We're going to sweep it forward. Nice big circular motion. Sweep it around. As you come up and around, sweep the arm overhead. Maybe follow your gaze with the circle, like a great big circle, like you're making a lasso around your whole body. Look up and sweep that arm around and behind. One more time, sweep forward. When you come up, we're going to hold the side bend here. And then maybe lift your heart up towards the ceiling. Open it up. Remember, we're shining the light of your heart, right? Shine the light of hope from your heart. Lift up. Breathe in deep. Nice big deep inhale. Nice big deep exhale. Create more spaciousness. One more nice big deep inhale. And another exhale, and make your way slowly up to an upright position. Shake your legs out in front of you. Give them a little shake. Sit up tall. Flex your feet. Maybe place your hands on your thighs or your knees. Walk your fingertips down a little bit to a forward fold. Feel the stretch out in the back of your hamstrings here. Don't overdo it. No bouncing. Just feel that stretch. Point and flex your feet. Both feet at the same time. Just point and flex and point and flex. Stretch out the back of your hamstrings. Good. And then make your way back up. And we're going to make our way onto all fours. So if you need any cushioning under your knees, go right ahead. Place a towel underneath, a blanket. As you come onto all fours, make sure you plant your palms down pretty much under your shoulders, knees pretty much underneath your hips to your tabletop. And again, make it your pose. So for me, I like to bring my hands slightly forward of my shoulders. because that helps my wrists just a little bit. I have a little bit of arthritis, so make your modifications so that you feel supported in your own body. Draw those shoulder blades down the back, and let's just start with a couple cat-cows. And I want you to think about initiating all of your movements from your tailbone. So as we come into the cow pose, lift your tailbone up, soften from your belly. Now lift your heart, look forward, that's your inhale. Now on your exhale, lead with the tailbone, point the tailbone down as you tilt your pelvis, draw your navel and your heart center up towards your spine, crown of the head towards the floor as you exhale. So that's the move, initiated from your tailbone, lift the tailbone, soften your belly, lift and shine out your heart, and your gaze is forward. And then on your exhale, start with your tailbone, point it down and round. Let's do that one more time at your own pace. And when you complete your exhale, I'm going to invite you to press your hips back towards your heels. Maybe bring your hands behind you and just start to shake your wrists out. Get the blood flowing into those joints. I always like to circle my wrists here, spread my fingers, open them wide, circle them another way. And maybe even move my head right and left just to release the muscles in the back of my neck. And then come back up onto all fours. Let's stretch out. We're going to move into where we're going to do a little bit of a movement through our cat and our cow. So you're going to bend your elbows and then come forward and up, look forward and up. So there's a little scoop there, and then round your back and press your hips back. Okay, so there's a little bit of movement here. As you look forward and up, look up, scoop up, and then round, press your hips back and come all the way down. So a little bit of movement here. As you come forward, you can even bend those elbows and then scoop in and up, really opening up your heart. And then on your exhale, rounding all the way back. So make this modification, make whatever feels right in your body here, but it's sort of a wave of the spine as you come forward and up, scoop up, and then round as you come back. Good. And then we're gonna do one more, come in and up, wave up, and then exhale, wave back. Take another child's pose. This time, bring your arms behind you. Take the weight bearing off of your wrists. And then extend your fingertips out wide in front of you. We're going to go side bending, moving. So tippy toe your hands to the right side of your mat or even off your mat. So now you're feeling the stretch on the left side of your waist, side bend. If you want to go a little bit deeper, take the palm of your left hand and bring it on top of your right and feel an additional stretch. Making sure you keep your hips shifting back towards your heels. Just feel that stretch through the side body. Breathe deep, and then exhale, walk your way back towards your center, and then move towards your left. Keeping your hips towards your heels, take the palm of your right hand over your left. Keep your shoulders square. Take a breath, and then exhale, make your way back to center. And then slowly come forward. And as we're here, I'm going to invite you to come onto your elbows and then onto your belly. So we're starting in a gentle back bend. It's called the Sphinx pose. So my feet are out behind me, my toes are my toenails are pressing down on the mat. My elbows are directly underneath my shoulders. And I'm looking slightly forward, so feel that in your own physical body. Notice that sensation. Notice your hip points pressing down, maybe navel center pressing down. Feel that connection as you look forward and up in the Sphinx. So I'm going to invite you, you can stay here, okay? So I'm going to give choices depending on where you want to go with this. Or if you choose to, we're going to move into what we call a low cobra. So in cobra, you're going to slide your hands down, so they'll be alongside your chest. Draw those shoulder blades down the back. And again, the tops of your toenails are pressing down on the mat. Try to bring your inner thighs together, all right? And pressing through the pubic bone and your navel center. You're going to gently lift your head and shoulders up, look forward. Now be mindful how that feels in your back today. Maybe just stay here. Or if you want to lift your hands off your mat, feel that felt sensation. This is really strengthening those low back muscles. And then plant your palms down and just rest for a moment. So notice the sensation of these back bending postures. I find them very invigorating. They start to create a sense of energy in my body when I do back bends. See if you sense that as well in your body. So we're going to come back again, prep up for whatever variation, Sphinx or Cobra, and then lift up into your Cobra. And if you choose to and you want to lift up a little bit higher, lift up, look forward, keep those shoulder blades down the back, and then we're going to lower down, and we're going to do that 2 more times. So as you exhale, you lower down, and then as you inhale, you lift up. It's a nice slow movement, moving your own body. Make sure you're pressing through the palms of your hands. Keep those shoulder blades down the back. Next time we come up, we're going to hold, relax the shoulders, focus forward, feel that connection soften through your hips and your glutes. Take 1 more breath here, and then gently make your way back by lifting your hips up. You may want to come onto your forearms just to get off your wrists and shift your hips back. You always want to complement your back bends with a forward fold. So as you come into your forward fold, just notice the sensation in your spine. Where are you feeling this? Maybe in your low back, maybe in your shoulders, maybe not at all. Maybe it feels just very supported for you. So just be aware of the felt sensations as you move into back bends today. So we're going to make our way back onto all fours again. Let's just stretch the back of your right leg out. Maybe lift your right leg up. And then I want you to bend your right knee. When you bend your right knee, we're trying to I want you to lift that right heel up towards the sky and then bring it down in towards your navel and look at your knee and round, okay? So then we're going to lift it up, and then you're going to open up the hip and bring that knee out towards your right elbow or shoulder and then bring it back. Exhale, bring your knee in towards your navel, bring it up, open the knee, and bring it in towards your shoulder. We'll do 1 more round. Lift it up, knee in towards your nose, and then lift it up, knee towards your shoulder. Good. And then lower your right knee. Transfer the weight. Left leg now. Extend your left leg. Bend your left knee. All right, so you're going to lift it up, and then exhale, knee to nose. Squeeze in and up. Lift it up, press through that heel as you lift up towards the ceiling. Now open the hip and bring the left knee up towards your left shoulder. And then bring it back, lift it up, press through the glutes. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lift it up. Bring your left knee towards your left shoulder. We'll do 1 more set. Lift your left knee up, press that heel up towards the ceiling. Feel that through the low back and the glutes. Exhale, knee to nose, and then lift it up, open your hip, and bring your left knee towards your left shoulder. Good job. And then come back. You're going to step your right foot back, then your left foot back. Make your way into your downward dog. Take your time to get there. Once you're there, pedal your feet. Good. And then see if you can find your stillness in your posture. Draw those shoulder blades down the back. Feel that felt connection in your downward dog from your hands, up your arms, all the way down your spine. And feel that connection from the back of your hips all the way down to your heels. Bring your attention into that back of your heart. Think about melting that heart just a little bit more. Shining the light out of your heart. Now, we're going to lift the right leg up. So as you lift your right leg up, you're going to bend that right knee and roll that hip open. Lower your right leg, and we'll switch legs. Lift your left leg up, bend your left knee, and roll that left hip open. Spread your toes, feel that stretch in the hip as well as your quad. And then when you lower the left foot, you're going to slowly walk your feet up towards your hands. Come into your forward fold. As you come into your forward fold, I like to clasp my elbows with my hands. Maybe a little ragdoll if that feels okay in your back. Always pay attention to the felt sensation in your body. Gentle rock from side to side. And then release your hands. If you can, straighten your legs just a bit. Feel that stretch in your hamstring. Fingertips on the floor, if available. If not, bend your knees. And then you're going to bend your left knee and straighten your right leg. And notice that sensation now in your hamstring. So if you're on your fingertips, that's okay. And then if it's available to you, open up that right arm. Open up. Nice big stretch through the shoulders. Feel that in the back of your legs as you inhale. And then lower down. Bend both knees again. Make sure the right knee stays nice and bent. Slowly straighten the left leg as best you can. Keep it slightly bent, of course. That's what your body needs. Listen to your body. And then open up your left arm. Open up that wing to your heart. And then lower. And then you're going to take your time as you come on up. Take your time, maybe sweep your arms out to the sides. Lift up tall. Open up wide. Palms overhead. Here's where we're going to take another back bend if that's available to you. You're going to lift up through your sternum. Remember, lengthening through your tailbone, grounding down through your feet. And then open up into a standing back bend. I like to do the Charlie's Angel Mudra here, where you point your index fingers out, interlace the others as you gently come back. When you come back to center now, side bend over to your right. Relax your shoulders. Inhale back to center. Side bend over to the opposite side. Lift your heart just a bit as you look up. Feel that stretch. Back to center. Release your arms down by your sides. Interlace your fingers behind your back again. Stand tall. And if you're available to you, draw the knuckles down towards your tailbone so that really opens up the heart. Feel the shoulder blades really settling in like they're draping down your back. Feel them connected into your shoulder girdle. Heart open. Now watch your rib cage doesn't stick out. The lower rib cage, just draw it in just a bit. And then see if you can lift your arms away from your back. See where that feels like in your body. I'll invite, if you wish to take a forward fold with that, it's optional. You can stay here. Or if you want to bend your knees, come into forward fold. So here again, you have choices. Make this your practice. Make this what you need it to be. As you come into forward fold here, lift the arms away from the back. You're going to release your hands down by your sides and come up through chair pose. So sweep your arms forward, and like your arms are levers, let them bring you up into chair. Relax your shoulders here in chair pose. Good. And then come all the way up. Bring your back bend again. As you exhale, come down through your center, thumbs to your third eye. Remember to pause here in this place of acknowledging your own light. To your lips, where you speak your truth. and to your hearts as you shine your light from that space of the divine that lives within your heart center. Always remember to be true to yourself. Release. Good, let's take a little wider step now. We're gonna do a couple breath of freedoms again. Open up the heart. I really love the expansion here now. I want you to really reach out, fingertip to fingertip. So this is sort of a, they call this the 5-pointed star. And what I love about it is when I really try to stretch out, fingers to fingers, root down through your feet. Think about your tailbone, that connection from your tailbone. So if you had to drop your tailbone, in yoga, the very getting esoteric here is your grounding cord. If you had a tail, you could drop that tailbone down. There's a slight tilt of your pelvis as you drop. Feel that connection to the earth, drawing up the energy from Mother Earth, from your tailbone right up through the crown of your head. So now you're working out all these different points. Really expand again. Notice how this feels to go wider. Get grounded through your feet, lift up through the crown of your head. And then when you exhale, cross your right over left. Give yourself a hug, tuck your chin, bow down just a bit. Maybe nod your head no here. And then reach out again, nice and wide. Go wide. Reach and stretch, expansive from your heart. Send that heart light out. And then cross your left over your right, opposite. Tuck your chin. Again, maybe nod your head no from side to side. Release tension in the back of your neck and shoulders. And then slowly walk your feet together and let your arms come down by your sides. And just notice the felt sensation of that energy moving expansively out. Okay, good. So we're gonna come back into our chair position. So remember, in chair pose, your feet are a comfortable distance apart. And as you shift your hips back, remember, you're sitting in a chair. We always want to remember to keep a nice strong tone in your core. So I always like you to think about zipping that zipper up just a bit. That gives a little bit of tone in the low belly area. That's your transverse abdominis. Protect your lower back by gently lengthening your tail. You're not tucking it under. I'm not asking you to tuck. Just a gentle lengthening so you feel that connection in the tone. As you sit your hips back, you should hopefully feel very supported in this part of your body. Your quads and your glutes are definitely engaged. All right, shoulder blades down the back. And let's do big arms, okay? Let's do these big arms, heart opening arms. Maybe make a cactus and bring the elbows back. Notice how that feels. Now cross your right elbow over your left. And if it's available, palm, back of the hand. It's like a setup for eagle arms. And if you can bring palms together, bring palms together. And then release out wide, stand tall. Bring your arms up, gentle back bend. And exhale, hands come down through the center. And make a mountain, take your mountain pose. And notice the energy that brings up just by using those. Sitting in chair pose really creates heat, it creates energy. You're moving through those large group muscles of your quads and your glutes, which creates the blood flow. So we're gonna make our way back into that chair pose again. Sit back in your chair, remember that core tone, like you're zipping up a zipper, lengthening your tailbone just a bit. Feel that connection in your low body. So it should feel very supportive for you. It shouldn't feel like you're overarching or over tilting your spine. Try to find that balance in your pelvis. Make that connection in your own body. It's a really important connection. And then we're going to add the arms out to the sides, nice and broad. Expand through the fingers. That breath of freedom, opening up the wings to your heart. And now we're going to cross your left arm. Oh, wait a minute, sorry. Back to here. Go back to cactus, got into cactus arms. Bring your elbows back. Feel like that really opens up the heart when I start to bring my elbows back. Notice that felt sensation in your body. And now you're going to cross the left over right into eagle arms. Good. Keep those elbows pressed together. And then when you come out, you're going to unwind. Lift your arms up. Maybe look up. Gentle back bend. And then exhale. Bring your hands back to your heart. And release. Good. All right. So now I'm going to invite you, where you are facing the short edge of your mat, if you can, you're going to step your right foot back. We're going to go into a lunge. So in a lunge, your left knee is bent, left foot is forward. Make sure your knee is pretty much in line over your ankle. Your hips and shoulders are squared to the front edge of your mat. Toes of the back foot, now if it's available to you, you're going to be on the ball of your foot. If you find that you don't feel stable here, lower the heel. That's okay. Modify this to what seems right in your body today. So if you're, regardless of where you are, we're going to bring our arms out to the side. We're going to do breath of freedom. Inhale. Now when you exhale here, cross your right over your left. Maybe bend that knee for a little dip. And then inhale, open wide. We're going to do that again. Cross over and bend and dip. And then open. We'll do that one more time. You know, as I like to do things 3 times if it's available to you. You don't have to dip if it's too much. Just do the arms. Open wide. And now we're going to come back to our Charlie's Angel Mudra. Right, so I'm crossing, my index fingers extended out, my other fingers are crossed. You're going to sweep the arms up overhead. Relax your shoulders. Notice as you're doing this, as we're opening up, lengthen your tailbone, lift your sternum, open up your heart a little bit here, and an uplifting back bend, little curve to the spine. They call this the crescent moon pose. If you find that this is not available to you today, put the heels down, bring your arms down. If you're here, lift up, find your breath. We're holding for just another few moments. Take another 2 more breaths here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Last one. And then as you exhale out, lower your arms, spin your heels in, face the long edge of your mat. We're going to go back into that 5-pointed star. Spread out through your arms, out through your fingertips. Beautiful. And then we're going to spin to the other side of your mat. Okay, so now the right foot is facing the back edge of your mat. Bend your right knee. And again, take the option, heel on the floor or in a lunge with the heel off the floor. Find that balance between effort and ease. All right, so as you find that balance, if you're feeling unstable, shorten your stance, okay? That's really important for you to feel very stable and steady in this practice. Good. Now, shoulders, hips, knees, and toes facing the short edge of your mat. And now we're going to do breath of freedom with a knee dip if you choose. You don't have to do the knee dip, so just stay with the arms. So inhale here. Now this time, cross your left arm over your right, hug, and dip your left knee. Inhale, come up tall, spread wide, fingertips wide, breath of freedom. Exhale, dip your knee. Come back up, nice and strong. We use those quads and glutes to lift up. This will be the last one. Dip, and then come back up. Good job, inhale. As you exhale now, bring your palms together. If you'd like to do the temple mudra, you can. If that's not available to you, just keep your arms parallel. Remember, you always have choices here. We're going to inhale, bring the arms up alongside your ears, coming into that crescent moon pose, crescent lunge. Make sure your right knee's bent, knees and toes. Check it out. Make sure you can see the toes of your right foot so that you have the right position, the right support. Lengthen your tailbone, lift your heart, lift your sternum as you come into a beautiful back bend here. Open up that heart. Send the light out. Shine the light out into the world. Take another breath. Again, another big inhale, another big exhale, holding the pose. Feel the challenge of holding a pose like this. Feel the heart rate. When you're ready to come out, lower your arms, spin the heel of the left foot on the floor, go back to that wide pose, come back to your big deep inhale here, and then exhale, lower your arms. Let's step our feet together and just notice the felt sensation of the body. We're really working energetically out in all different directions and expansion, allowing that energy to come out from the heart, letting it going in all different directions. Beautiful, open heart. So let's take another move here now. So separate your feet nice and wide, all right? And we're gonna move into our Warrior Two position. So your left foot faces the short edge of your mat. Good. And you're gonna bend your left knee and really feel this ground beneath your feet. So I want you to feel that your outer edge of your right foot is really gripping into your mat. Your left foot is really grounded, so much so that your legs feel so strong, like you're trying to rip your mat in half. That's the energy that you're feeling in your legs. So root down, feel the ground, make sure your hips are over your shoulders, okay? So I like to put my hands on my hips. It gives me that felt sense. Am I in alignment? Good. And then you're gonna extend your arms out, parallel to the floor, but I'm gonna invite you to bring palms up. Notice how that feels when you lift the palms, rotate the thumbs behind you. So that lifts the shoulder blades, lifts the sternum, opens up the heart. Notice that felt sensation, how that feels for you today. Good. Now, lowering your right hand towards the right thigh, lift your left arm up and straighten your left leg. And we're gonna call this the reverse triangle. So lift your heart, really stretch through the side body here and open up that heart. Look up towards the ceiling. Create that length in your spine as you inhale and exhale. Breathe here 2 more times. Nice big inhale and exhale. Last time. And then as you exhale out, lower your left arm. Bring your hands back to your hips. Still maintaining the left leg being straight now. We're going to transition into triangle. So I'm going to give you some options and variations in your triangle and listen to your body where you need to be today. So sometimes, depending on where you are, maybe just placing your left palm on the left thigh is where you need to be. More importantly is keeping the front body open. A lot of times people strive to get down their leg and their whole right shoulder tilts. That's not the idea of triangle is to really get into the side body. And you want to keep the side body long. So you really want to feel that lengthening of the side waist. So if you gently shift the right hip back, the pelvis back, you're going to feel the crease in that left hip. That's where you want to feel the shift so that your pelvis creates a little bit more space so you can lean, so you can bend. All right, so place your left hand on the thigh. You're going to bend and then lift up, extend. I'm going to do that 2 more times. Bend at the waist and extend. 1 more time, bend. Now, if it's available to you, and you can stay here, you can come back up if you need to, but if you can, select your left hand, find a comfortable spot for you in your practice. Keep that right shoulder open, keep that heart open. All right, so find a supportive spot for you with your left hand resting on above your knee or below your knee. Don't put your weight on the knee joint, above or below the joint. Safe for your knee. Your right arm can be resting on your hip. That's option 1. Option 2 is let your right arm come behind you. You can leave it behind, or you can sweep it forward, bring it around the front, and then maybe up. So listen to your body. Take your triangle, what feels right in this moment. So feel that real open heart. If it's available to you, even look up towards your right thumb. If that's not happening today, just look forward or look down. If this is too much for your knee, bend your left knee, listen to your body, lift tall, lengthen your spine, watch your neck here. Sometimes the head gets real heavy and it drops and it droops. I want you to imagine, bring the back of your right hand to your head like it's a headrest. Press the back of your head right into that hand. Feel that expansiveness of your spine. Good. We're going to come out now. Bend your knee and then slowly come back up. Warrior two. Come back up. Straighten your legs. Bring your feet parallel and then step together before we move to the other side. Give your legs a break. So that's kind of intense when you hold it like that. So when you move slow with awareness, you're really doing what we call endurance, building strength in the muscles, okay? So that's really a lot of these practices of holding is strength building in the big muscles, okay? So we're gonna set up for warrior two, opposite leg. So spread your legs a comfortable distance apart. And what does that mean? It should feel right in your body. You should feel grounded out through both feet. I know that there was a time when they said, get as wide as you can get. And I used to be doing that, but then I didn't feel stable there. Find where when you separate your legs, you feel stable, really feel like the ground beneath you. Standing on your own 2 feet, feeling stable and steady. Shoulders over hips. Hands on your hips now. Feel that connection of where you are in the physical body. Shoulders over hips. Back of your neck is long. You're lifting up through the crown of your head, standing tall. Pivot your right foot so that the toes are facing the opposite short edge of your mat from where you were before. And then bend your right knee. So when you bend your right knee, noticing that felt sensation, feel what's safe in your body. Knee over ankle is desirable, but if that doesn't feel right in your body for whatever condition, for whatever the reason, pay attention to what your body's telling you to do in that setup. If you look over your right knee, perhaps you can see those toes. That's a position that is safe for most people. But listen again to what you're feeling in your body today. Extend both arms parallel to the floor now. So feel that stretch finger to finger now. Really feel length here. Your warrior two. Now I'll invite you to bring the palms up. Notice the shift now. Notice how the shoulder blades roll down your back and lift your sternum up a little bit higher. Do you feel a lift in your heart center? Let your gaze go over the middle finger of your right hand. Focus in that direction. Stand grounded in your feet, nice and grounded. You know my analogy, your right foot is on the boat, the left foot is on the dock, and there's lots of water underneath you. So really keep it together with the strong legs. Really root down. Then you're gonna lift your right arm up towards the sky. Let your left hand gently rest on the back of your thigh. And then if it's available to you to straighten that right leg, straighten it as we move into what we call reverse triangle. So feel this stretch all along the right side of your body. And I really want you to breathe deep here. Breathe right into the right rib cage. Create expansiveness. Find that breath. Nice big inhale. Nice big exhale. Keep your shoulders soft. Your gaze can be up. Lift up through your heart. Keep that openness. At the same time, staying grounded through your feet. Find your breath. And then slowly, when you make your way out, lower your right arm. Bring your hands to your hips. We're going to move into that triangle. Bend from the sideways. I like to place my hands, I call this the L, the thumb and index finger. Just place them right into the hip creases. So now, when you bend to lean in, there's a bend. Feel that right in the hip crease of your right hip. That's a bend and extend back up. We'll do that again. Bend Lean. Feel that stretch. Keep the spine nice and long here. Keep the back of your neck in line with your spine. Come back up. Now the next time we come over, we're gonna hang. So we're gonna be here for a while. Make sure you're grounded in your feet. Feel that connection through the spine. And now your right hand can be above the right thigh. If this is where you're staying today, that's perfect for you. You can slide your right hand below the knee. Some of you maybe even go down to your ankle. You have a practice, listen to your body, but feel that connection. Don't let that left shoulder start to point towards the floor. You want your left shoulder, left elbow lifting up. So whether your left hand stays on your spine, if you want to extend it behind you, extend behind. If you want to sweep it forward over your left ear, and then lift it up. Reach up in your triangle here. Remember, the back of your neck is long. Stand strong in that leg, those legs. Really ground down. Side body, long. Lift your heart up, maybe lift your gaze up towards your left thumb. Take one more breath here. When you're ready to come out, lower your arm, bend your right knee, move your way into your warrior two. From your warrior two, lower your arms, parallel your feet, and step together. And again, just be aware of the physical sensations in your body. Good. All right, so we're going to move into one more standing pose, and then we'll make our way back down on the mat. So I'd like to invite us to play around with eagle pose, okay? So we worked a little bit with the arms, eagle arms before, but let's just focus on the legs and know that there's lots of choices here. So I always like to almost start my eagle pose as if I'm going to sit in chair by shifting my hips back, getting my center of gravity just a little bit lower to the ground, okay? That helps, at least for me. And then I'm going to, my right foot is going to be the grounding leg. And I'm going to take my left knee and cross it over my right. Now, right now, the toes of my left foot are on the ground. So that's one variation. Now, if this isn't available for you today, you can just bend your knee and keep the toe on the floor if you can't cross your leg. But if you've got the leg crossed, toes can be on the ground, or lift the toes, or wrap the foot behind the calf. So that's quite challenging, maybe not available for everybody. See if you can find that standing asana in your eagle pose. Good. And then lift up and come on out. Step the left foot down to meet the right, and just notice. If you're on a very thick surface, let's say if you're in a thick carpet and you have your mat on top of it, that might make it very challenging if you have a very thick mat. So sometimes coming onto like the wood floor gives you more stability. So if you found yourself too challenged with balance, maybe come off your mat. Now the left leg is going to be the grounding leg. You're going to cross your right knee over your left. You might notice one side is more wobbly than the other. That's normal. If you want to lift the toe and wrap it behind the shin, go right ahead. Challenge yourself to whatever feels right for you today, in this moment, right in this pose. It's going to change from moment to moment. That's right. Slowly come out whenever you're ready. Step both feet together. Come up to stand. So notice how the heart rate shifts when we start challenging our balance, right? It's a little bit more challenging. Our sense of fight or flight kicks in. Our heart starts to race a little bit because we're fighting that balance. So now we're going to add the arms with the feet, but first let's do the legs and then we'll add the arms. So again, I like to start with my hands on my hips. It gives me a sense of being very grounded. Fine, as if you're sitting down in your chair. You're going to cross your left knee over your right. You can keep your toes on the ground, pick them up, or wrap them behind your calf. Now for arms, the right arm will be on top, left underneath, and come into this pose called the eagle. What I love about the eagle, the beauty of the eagle flying. So if you can, I want you to open your arms, flap your wings like you're flying across the sky. Open up your heart. I know, she's crazy. Okay, gotta have a sense of humor. All right, now open up and come on down and lower. Woo. And just notice that felt sensation. All right, so let's finish our journey with the eagle. On the other side, again, come into your chair, get grounded, bring that center of gravity a little bit lower. Feel, use those quads and the glute muscles to help you in this posture. Now cross your right over your left. And again, the choices are, toe can stay on the floor, you can lift it up, you can wrap it around. And now your left arm is on top, the right is on the bottom. Find your balance, find your focus today. I like to squeeze my inner thighs and my inner knees nice and tight together. That really helps me to get into a nice, stable, steady pose. And then add the wings, fly. Find your balance. Woo. All right, and come on out. Stand tall, exhale out. Great, good job everyone. All right, we're gonna make our way down onto our mat for a seated twisting pose that opens up the heart just a little bit more. So I'll invite you to make your way into a comfortable seat. Again, if you have any concerns or can't really sit comfortably, for whatever the reason, you can take a pillow or roll your mat up behind you and sit on the roll of your mat that tilts your pelvis slightly forward. In today's practice, I'm going to invite you to bend your left knee, place the sole of your left foot on the inside of that right thigh. The right leg is out to the side. You're going to bring your right hand down the top of the right leg. So as you lean, come into a place where it feels right for you. Some people may be upright here. Some of you might feel more of the ability to go down to the shin or your ankle, or some of you might even be able to grab your toes. Remember, this is your practice. Make it what you need it to be. Now the left arm is going to come up and over and reach over, side bend. Now, depending on where you are today, lift your heart, spin in this twist. It's a beautiful heart opening. Spin. But now some of you might be able to go deeper. If you can bring your left hand to your feet, go right ahead. Open up here. If you're here, it's like a window here. Peek through the window as you look up towards your left elbow. Beautiful stretch. Take it to whatever you need it to be for you today. Take one more breath. Slowly make your way back up. We're going to reverse. So extend your left leg now in a nice wide angle. Bend your right knee. Slide the sole of the right foot on the inner thigh of your left leg. Again, this is a side bend, so the left hand finds its space where it feels supported for you. Roll that right shoulder open as you bring that right arm up, over and around. Side bend, stretch. Go nice and deep. Find your space so it feels supported for you. Again, if it's in your practice, you can get to your toes. Go for the toes. Otherwise, just keep your arm overhead. Listen to your body. See where you are today. Challenge yourself in any way that feels supported in your body. Don't overdo it. Breathe into the right side of your body. Create a nice big deep inhale. And a nice big deep exhale. Slowly come back up. Make your way up. Legs nice and wide. Give them a little shake. Then bend your knees. Place the soles of your feet together. Bound ankle pose. Baddha Konasana, I call it butterfly pose. maybe little butterflies in your hips. And we're going to slowly make our way down onto our spine. We'll finish with another stretch or two on our back and then into relaxation. So I invite you to stay through relaxation and then make your way down onto your backs by bending your knees. Point your toes, knees bent to the front of your mat. Make your way down into a supine position. Bringing your knees into your chest and gently rock from side to side. And just notice how that feels for you today. I like to circle my knees, massaging my back at least 3, 4, or 5 times in one direction. And then reversing. And then bring your right knee into your chest and your left leg lowers to the mat. Point and flex your feet for 3, 2, and 1. Now shoot the right leg up towards the sky, maybe clasp behind your left thigh. Circle your ankle for 3, 2, 1. And then the other way, please. 3, 2, and 1. Good. And now we're going to switch legs. Hug that knee in and switch. Bring your left knee in, right leg out. Point and flex your foot for 3, 2, and 1. And then extend your left leg up. Circle 3, 2, and 1. And then the other way, please. 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Long body stretch now. Arms overhead. Legs nice and straight. You're going to expand through your fingertips, down to your toes, and a great big inhale. Fill your lungs all the way up. And exhale all the way out. Relax. And make your way into a nice supported posture. If you might want to choose some support underneath your knees or your head. And make this as supported for you as possible. As you feel the support now beneath your body, noticing those places where your body's actually making contact with the earth, the back of your head, your shoulders, your arms, your spine, your hips, your legs. Give your body permission now to relax. That for the next 8 to 10 minutes, you're going to give yourself this time to rest, to renew, to rejuvenate. Take 3 exaggerated breaths right now. So breathe in through the nose and exhale out through the mouth. Again, breathe in through the nose, exhale out through the mouth. And do that one more time, please. Notice where you are. Bring your attention into the space around you. Know that you're in a safe space. Feel Mother Earth just supporting you and holding you in her arms like she's cradling you. Be aware of any outside noises and distractions. Life is always filled with distractions. So allow this practice just to be present with yourself. Bring your awareness inwardly and listen to the sounds of your own body. As you continue to breathe, I invite you to bring your attention to the very crown of your head. And if you could even imagine this white light, the healing white light, a protective light, starting to shine, shining like warm oil onto the crown of your head. And then, with your imagination, feel this light washing slowly now down your body, as if the oil was slowly washing over your entire body. This healing white light slowly seeps over the top of your head, into the sides of your head, to the front and the back of your face, back of your head. You can perhaps consider that this light is like a semi-permeable membrane that allows you to control what you take in and what you keep separate. This is your force field, your protection. And with each breath, you're going to continue to feel this light wash down the front of you, the back of you, and the sides of you. Feel the light slowly making its way down to the sides of your neck, down to the tops of your shoulders. Feel the warmth of that light warming you. Feel the glow as it touches your upper back and your upper chest. With each breath, this healing light, this protection, continues to wash down. Wash down your upper arms, the middle of your chest, your heart center, to the middle of your back. This energy, this energizing light, continues to wash down your lower arms, down over your hands, down to your fingertips. Feel that energy, the heat of the light coming down from your heart to your navel, to your pelvis, down the side waist, down to the belly, to the lower back. Let this light continue down to your hips, to the pelvis, the groins, your upper legs, the sides of your legs, the back of your hamstrings, your knees, your shins, your calf muscles, down to your ankles, to the tops of your feet, to the bottoms of your feet, all of your toes. And just acknowledge this protective layer of light now is totally surrounded you. As you feel the warmth, embrace the warmth of the light, of the healing, the protection that this will afford you. Just stay with your own breath for about another minute, just resting in this white light, healing white light as you breathe. And slowly now, gently bring your awareness back to the breath. Breathing a little bit deeper now, we're going to take 3 more cleansing breaths. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the nose, out through the mouth. One more time. Letting this light infuse your body as you exhale out, letting go of whatever you need to let go of. Begin to move your fingers and your toes. When you're ready to stretch, extend your arms overhead, extend your legs, perhaps bend your knees and gently guide them into your chest. Whether you choose to rock back and forth or just roll onto one side. Take your time, there's no hurry. Just know that any time that you choose to come to this sacred space within, that it is always there waiting for you to arrive. Slowly now, use your hands to gently push yourself up. And of course, you always have the choice to stay here. If you need to stay in relaxation, you can just stay here. No need to get up. But if you choose to come up, as we come to the conclusion of our practice today, I'll invite you to maybe gather your hands to your heart or bow your head down and pause in a place of gratitude, honoring that light within you, the light that shines from your heart. Acknowledge one blessing today that you can be grateful for. And I'm thankful to all of you, my students, for allowing me this opportunity to hold this space and to share these practices. So I wish you peace. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste.